Hey everybody, Tactic Angel here, back on the PlayStation 4, playing the World of Boats. We're on Archipelago. I'm going to be trying to play in a Yubari. Yubari is, of course, a ship you can earn right now, and a ship that I've reviewed before, because you could earn it before, and that was great. I got this ship. I played it a few times to try to make a review. I should say, I tried it more than a couple of times because I find my play in this boat relatively embarrassing at all times. But I think I was thinking about it all wrong. So we've come back to it. We've kind of tried to give it a different shot with a different point of view in terms of what is the Yubari and what should you try to do in it. So in this case, Yubari has two turrets. Both of them have two guns, and in the middle you have two torpedo launchers, which each have two torpedoes. Now, your natural inclination with this sort of boat is that you think the torpedoes must be useful, and on the odd chance get them lined up and you can hit somebody, they are. But in a lot of cases, they're actually not. What do I want to do with this? I want to try to actually run it as a gunboat. And that's a little bit scary because this ship does not have a lot of armor. And in any case, what I've been doing is trying to play with the guns first mentality. And this is just one of those games, and we'll see how we do. In this case, I'm taking shots at just about anybody I can. Just anybody who's in range. My natural inclination would be to try to shoot at that little destroyer, but right now hitting a Caledon is pretty hilarious when you can citadel it with high explosives. Strangely enough, everybody can see us here, but we're clearly not the best choice for anyone to shoot at least at this point. And we're taking full advantage of that by basically just sitting behind this island and continuing to put shells out there. One thing that you will notice as I'm shooting down range is that the Yubari is a pretty accurate ship, and it would almost have to be in order for this to make any sense. It also has a decent fire percentage, certainly considering its relatively high rate of fire with these two turrets. You can actually set a reasonable number of fires, and that's clearly what I'm trying to do here. You can also see the high explosive does a pretty impressive amount of damage if it actually pens. So we got that Campbelltown. I mean, Campbelltown, not exactly the most threatening boat that's in the game right now. I have started to notice, though, that I'm starting to get attacked, so we should probably start moving. We've got an Ishizuchi way out there. And I think that guy might be attacking me, but he's not. It's actually this Tenryu who's doing a pretty good job of hiding behind that island. Now I'm going to put a whole bunch of aerial denial type torpedoes out here in hopes that he continues forward. Unfortunately, it looks like he also has another friend. So we start putting shells into him. Unfortunately, this Ishizuchi passes right in front of me. So I have to kind of wait. And now we're gonna just try to get through these. Yeah, like a glove. As you can see, all my torpedoes missed. I didn't have time to really even take stock to see if they had really affected whether or not that guy could sail in a straight line, or if he had to bug off because he didn't have a good angle. So critical engine damage is going to happen a lot in Yubari. It's a pretty delicate flower, and I find that it gets its engine knocked out just all the time. And in those last few seconds, you could almost hear me trying to think, because I wanted to sneak some shells over that, but it didn't look like I was going to be able to. Instead, I'm just kind of schizophrenically moving between targets. So now we've got that Wyoming way out there. And honestly, hitting its superstructure doing 700 damage, not that bad. I mean, if we can continue to get those HE penetrations. There's another fire, we're up to 2. Then that's going to be really good for us. Get some pretty good damage rolls there, and another fire, which is nice. Apparently that guy's been watching some videos because he puts out the second fire, which is a pretty good idea. I'm going to continue to rain shells down on him because, again, nobody's really paying that much attention to me, and this is really what you want as a cruiser. People not paying enough attention to you. I'm just being allowed to sit in the middle here, and that's a good time. We're going to switch over to AP because we're pretty sure we can citadel that guy. Now, I was almost positive he was going to run into that island, but, you know, even I make mistakes. You guys know I make mistakes. You've probably seen me make many of them. So, anyway, there's that Tenryo coming around the other side of the mountain, and that looks pretty good. In terms of being a gunboat, the Yubari does have some pretty decent guns. You can make them work, and as you see, I did fire those torpedoes, but I'm not relying on my torpedoes in any way. Pretty accurate. We get 1 of 2 hits. Still, our team is just bleeding players, and we're quickly running out of ships. I'm going to try to even this up just a little bit more. And as I see it, everybody on my team is pretty much going over to the west side of this map. So I'm going to circle around towards the west too, because I'm hoping not to be caught out by my own. I want to try to force multiply with these guys, and hopefully we can take 1 or 2 of these ships out and actually go up in terms of the score. Still, in terms of points, we're not doing all that bad, and that's mostly because I was the only person who captured anything. That's the plain and simple truth. We get a little bit lucky there. We don't take any major hits. More misses by the Isizuchi. We land several in his superstructure, but not too much damage there. No fires, which is too bad. This Karl's Ruhe. We're going to start putting shells down on him. We take out one of the torpedo tubes, which is great. I don't think I want to get within 6 kilometers of him anyway. But we do need to get him out of the game. We're going to switch over to AP because for whatever reason I just can't seem to finish this guy off. I don't think my aim is that bad. And while I'm saying nice things about, you know, the accuracy of this, you know, it's just not coming together. I do a double take just to make sure that guy's actually dead. I looked away early and I didn't catch the little message on the screen. We're up to our 4th fire, and now we need to think about how we want to approach that battleship. My thoughts are he's probably going to try to come around the other end of that island and then engage probably our cruiser, which is fine, but if I can get over here a little bit, I can get into a crossfire position, and that will definitely help shooting at the broadside of his ship. I'm not disappointed. As we're doing this, in just a second, we're going to see... This isn't quite the 3-on-1 that I had hoped it would be. There's actually some shells incoming on me. Now I'm a little bit worried. Checking the mini-map. What I'm going to do is actually turn off to the side of the road here we're just gonna kind of park, because pretty sure the island will block me here, and I'll just continue to put shells in on the Ishizuchi. I'm trying with the AP because I'm desperate to try to get more damage in on the guy, but it's just not working. So we're going to switch back to the HE. We're aiming a little bit further back on the ship, hoping to set yet another fire, because he's got to really not like the bleeding situation that he had there. So he puts all those fires out, which makes a lot of sense. I'm just going to keep shooting at him to hope to restart some of those. Unfortunately, we've lost our other cruiser, which means that in the pecking order of things to shoot at, I am at least one higher than I was a few moments ago. I leave some of those shells short. I think it might have been just a little bit between zooms. It's sometimes a good idea to unzoom, but I'm just, you know, maybe not making all the best decisions. Unfortunately, now it's down to 3-on-1, and I'm pretty sure that Ishizuchi is dead. My hope here is to turn and maybe get my torpedoes off, because I'm not sure where that other battleship is. And okay, a little closer than I had hoped. Unfortunately, I also noticed how well I was doing in the game, and I was thinking maybe I can kill 5 people, but obviously that didn't happen. So Yubari, do I like it? I tried really hard. I still don't like this boat, and it's not just because I lost here, but certainly as a gunboat you can make it work. I found the more that I did play it, the more I did like it, but it's just not there for me yet. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed this replay. I'll see you on the next one.